Episode 2 of The Denim Years.
Kicking it off right away with the OD original denim.
Nice.
Batiste opening under the gun with the 6'5" suited.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
This is episode 2 of this session. This is the Batiste farewell session, which is why almost all the players are wearing denim, and Wonka looks like he belongs to Hell's Angels.
Yeah. You guys want to know where Batiste is going? Do you think they want to know?
I don't, but go ahead and tell him.
All right, so he's crafting his own canoe, and he believes he can reach Hawaii by just...
Hawaii?
Yeah, just by kind of pushing off the coast of Oregon.
All right, we
Thinks-
have to pay a little attention.
Okay.
There's lots going on in this hand.
All
Terminator
right.
flops top pair with a good kicker. Ken has aces up.
And Batiste is c-betting with bottom pair.
Yep.
Ken should probably raise. Calling's fine, but it seems like... Yeah, there you go. He raised it.
No, that's a call.
Oh. I thought I saw black chips.
Nope.
I think I like a raise better. He's got an image as a raiser, and
That's a great point.
and an ace high board. You're gonna get called by big aces.
Yep.
Or was it you the whole time?
It was too.
We're going to not always believe you. See, and this is just an action-killing card for
Yeah,
everybody.
this card sucks for Ken.
I was just catching that.
That said, Ken's not the type of guy who folds very often, so I don't think he's going to... Maybe unless another club comes... Ken's going to bet, actually.
This last one, with Audie, the second.
He almost always has the best hand. Not always. Sometimes Terminator has him. Just once in a while Batiste does, but he's going to have some sets and maybe a few flushes, but still, Ken gets to take it down.
One time, give me $5.
Device.
I mean, it's not great that Terminator folded ace jack.
I mean, three-handed, it's not shocking.
No, it's not. It's just not great.
Yeah.
Like, that means maybe you shouldn't bet on that card.
Well, he gets to deny equity to clubs and things like that, though.
Are the clubs really going to fold, the ones that were able to call the flop?
No, they have to pay, though.
Yeah.
They charge them for
You
the...
can't
you know,
deny the equity if they call.
Okay, well, yeah, some smaller clubs you deny equity to, and some bigger clubs you charge.
Well, it's small.
Those are good outcomes.
I guess if Terminator's like ace 5 with the 5 of
Yeah,
clubs.
Batiste can clearly have middling clubs that might fold.
He probably doesn't have offsuit stuff, though.
Stewart a shirt. It says Hank's your dad.
Under the gun, that would be middling.
That's probably true. Terminator certainly could.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, yeah, top equals top pair kings with ace king.
Still haven't seen it. I read about it in the comments.
Stuart was
Jeremy's turn with ace king. Mason had ace king 4 times in episode 1.
Last time when Mason would have ace king, he was up against ace jack once, but Jeremy just folded the ace jack pre-flop.
Yeah.
It was a different spot. Mason had already 3-bet it. Not what you really love when you have ace king, seeing a 4-way pot.
No,
but if you could see the hands, you'd feel better about it.
It's a good hand, though. It's good to hand to have. 5's still ahead here.
Terminator with the hard check. It's a tough board to continue on 4 ways. It is a bit of it's a board where not many people have a piece, but 4 ways is always tough.
It's mostly pocket pairs that you got to worry about as Jeremy, and
The random 8.
they're not usually that big of pocket pairs because there was no 3-bet and Jeremy opened in late position. So Jeremy could have a multi-street plan here. Looks like Joseph is not willing to give up the ace jack yet.
Is Joseph going for a raise?
Looks like
Looks
he
like
is.
he is. Jeremy bet 35. He bet super small.
Joseph is reading into the sizing, I think, and that's going to get rid of Terminator.
He's probably going to get rid of everybody.
Sometimes the sizing does mean he's going to fold.
Yeah.
Cold 4.
I imagine Jeremy might bet the same size with aces and not fold. And look, he's not going to
ooh.
fold with ace king
This-
either. He
This
doesn't.
Jeremy kid's got some moves.
Yeah. He. Now it's gonna be hard to call again, but will Joseph fire again? Now it looks like Jeremy has an overpair.
Joseph's repping deuces full or
Joseph gives up.
8x suited
But
here.
now he's giving up. Bricks out, and Jeremy's got to think he's got the best hand some of the time. Although Joseph could hit a 9 and then checked it. Joseph looks like he is done with this hand, though.
Yeah. I think it would have worked, but Joseph's probably putting Jeremy on an overpair.
Look at Joseph's face when he hears Jeremy say he's king.
Not after I check the turn.
Good.
Check the turn.
Ask me if I was holding a river, please. Ask me if I was holding.
If I bet the
Were you
turn.
folding the river? To a big bet?
Were you folding the turn, though, Jeremy?
Joseph always picks one hand against the newbies, puts him to the test. Thought that was going to be the
I had a
one.
big ace as well. It's got me notched by a little bit. Just holding all king highs and flatting ace king. Makes sense.
Yeah.
I I wasn't necessarily testing it. I thought I had the best hand.
Jeremy claiming he was going to call if Joseph bet big on the river.
Always easy to say it.
Yep.
Oh, well.
That's why if you
Who
don't
folds
do
two
that,
pair on the flop?
Raise 30.
Possibly true. The story didn't make a whole lot of sense if he bets the river.
Definitely.
Unless he goes backdoor hearts.
And Jeremy had shown by calling the flop that he's willing to trust his reads, and make calls.
For sure. But he was also aware that he bet very small and might have been inducing sort of by accident. Or not even by accident, but that sometimes that's how players are going to respond.
Oh, fast forward.
I don't think he gets caught on the 35 with 6 whatever he had.
Wonka's going to 3-bet with the 4s, it looks like. This is kind of cool.
I guess he thinks Mason is opening too much.
Mason has been opening a lot, but he has had ace-king a lot.
True, but he also had queen 6 suited once.
That's true. He did have
in
queen
early
6 suited.
position. This is just going to work.
Yeah, ace-10 off does not play well when you open under the gun and get 3-bet.
Nope. Ace-10 off also doesn't play well out of position to a 3-bet, even if you wanted a call, which you don't.
You know what I mean?
how are people going to know how I play in the future?
When I hit a
It's without
jack,
you around.
Just carry your 10s and 9s.
What am I going to do? All on YouTube, buddy.
Joking.
Batiste needling Wonka once again for being tight, saying, I guess Mason has played with you before because he folded the under the gun range when Wonka 3-bet.
Works for Wonka if he's going to be 3-betting pocket 4s.
Yeah.
Everyone to think that he's tight.
Felt like a big little suited.
Fold.
Is Jack 5 suited a good hand?
Fold.
Yeah.
I do like the Jackson 5.
Potential.
Fold.
It's not the worst hand.
Fold.
It's not quite as good as
35.
Jack 5 off.
Fold.
Double
Yeah.
suited.
Yeah, because you got 2 flush draws there.
I like the 2 flush draw part.
No, so
Terminator's just going to get to take it down with the ace-queen here.
with the Jack 5 against you and I, when I call with King High on the turn and you fold the better King High.
This is really a motley crew we have this time around. Maybe it's just all the denim, but
It's the denim.
I mean,
Dan does not look right in denim.
Dan looks like Dan looks like 2 kids who are wearing like a big trench coat and are trying to get into
Yeah.
an R-rated movie.
Dan looks like a tech guy or an accountant or something whose plane crashed in Alaska and a kindly family took him in and gave him clothes.
He's turning this into a running thing pretty quickly, huh?
Yeah.
On this side.
I need an instant replay on that.
The old Canadian tuxedo.
It's not an instant replay.
Jeremy's still looking like
A
he
murderer.
he might just sedate you and you wake up and he's serving you, your feet for a meal.
Your feet.
Shuffle with the cut card in there.
It's like you have to try the brisket.
Classic Jeremy.
A bottom dealer, on a webcast.
No way Digital Dan's going to fold. Looks like he's reaching for the 3-betting chips. I like it against Terminator's super wide opening range, comparatively at least.
Multiple things, but
Mason has folded and has Ken folded. And Digital Dan gets to win with the same hand.
I hope
he
Jeremy
shows
is watching this with his family. He's watching these episodes. It's his first time on Poker Time. He's like, guys, I'm on a stream poker show. You guys want to watch? And then we spend like a third of the time total that we're talking about him, talking about how he looks like a serial killer and he's going to serve you your own feet.
He chose to wear those glasses. He doesn't normally wear those glasses. That was to honor Batiste, the Lord of all denim.
The Lord of Denim.
Dude, you realize once this session is over, all the sessions will be AD.
Oh, shit.
It'll
That's
be
a good
one
point.
AD after denim, man.
After denim. That's
It's
sad.
crazy.
Fold. Raise 40.
Ace-10 again for Terminator. Unless
Raise it up again.
he didn't muck his cards fast
Yeah.
enough last time.
He did.
Fold. Fold.
I think I got the same exact. No.
See? Same exact hand, he
yeah.
says.
There you go.
I think maybe we should have a rule in this game, which is this would really spice up the game a little bit. If you get bluffed and the person shows the bluff, they get to punch you in the face.
That would definitely spice the game
It
up.
has to be a bluff of at least like $150. It
That
can't
would-
be like a 10. At least $150. So they take a chance. You're basically paying potentially $150 for the chance to punch in the face.
That would cause a lot more calling.
I think Wonka would get people try and bluff Wonka a lot.
You would, I know that.
Every hand, I'd be like 150.
Look at this. We got a bit of a cooler developing
Yeah.
here. Terminator with 10s. Ken's going to 3-bet with the jacks. Pretty big.
Yeah, really
225.
big. I don't think Terminator can fold, though. 210s is just way too good. Especially if you showed yourself folding ace-10 a second ago. Obviously, that's a very reasonable fold, but...
Oh, I got a few extra seconds there.
Ken doesn't 3-bet very often pre, though.
Someone's a little hungover.
Did you go out last night?
No.
Not getting the right price to set mine.
25. I fold.
He just throws it away, and he's right.
Yeah, good fold.
Ken shows the jacks.
Yeah, I misbet. I meant to bet 125. I call 125. Yeah. I'm not calling pocket tens there and watch a king, queen, jack flop. You didn't have tens.
But should just shut up.
What do you have? Is that 2 tens?
I 2 tens. So I've had a 10 3 times in a row. Ace 10, ace 10, 10 10. But I like the 10 10.
Wow.
Does that count as 4 times in a row then?
Nope.
But does it?
No.
Oh, okay.
Fold. 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 Fold.
Another pair for Ken.
35.
There he is.
35.
Back already?
Brenken. What's
Oh,
up?
you're just now leaving.
It's Brenken or BMW Blake
In the background there, yeah.
showing his team colors here. And Jeremy's pulling out the 3-bet and chips.
That's how you do it.
Ace-9 off. He's seen the show. He's a viewer.
Pretty big 3-bet.
Whoa.
It's not going to work out, though. Wonka is probably 4-betting, especially with the positional dynamic here.
It's hard to imagine Wonka not 4-betting.
Spurs.
OKC.
So much like they're resting their.
You think Spurs is like your best option? You know you got your hand pretty tough spot.
I think Jazz is maybe better than
10
Spurs.
seconds.
Better, like, would rather.
Wonka's I'm going to 4-bet face is pretty studious looking.
Pretty similar.
When Wonka takes this long, he pretty much always puts in a raise.
Yeah.
I'm not great of a team, but Popovich.
I want the Clippers.
Well, we're resting.
390 total.
We're resting
You raised 390.
This is going to be the end of things.
Yeah. Wonka 3xing Jeremy's 3-bet size.
Jeremy could 5-bet, but that would be just
Yeah.
a bit random.
I mean, Wonka's put in 25% of his stack. He can only get Wonka to fold a hand like ace-5 suited here.
Which Wonka's going to have some of, for sure.
He's going to have a little bit of, but mostly he's going to have, way too much value for the most part.
Probably. But with that positional dynamic, that's like Wonka's most likely bluffing pre-flop 4-bet spot, pretty much.
Came to play.
It's close, yeah.
As far as a cold 4-bet, at least.
Yeah, the most one, of course, would be one down the line, right?
Yeah.
Button small blind. But yeah, you're right. Thing is, it isn't like Ken's opening that much, and it's like Jeremy's 3-betting that much, so it makes it harder to make a big steal.
Ken opens relatively wide, we've seen in the past, and Jeremy has shown himself to have a little bit of moves.
A little bit, but pre-flop, we haven't seen Jeremy get out of line at all, I don't think. That was the most out of line
Yeah,
he's been.
I guess so.
What was in there, Joe? The guy that models his game after us.
Raised 35.
Oh God, that was funny. Yeah.
That
plays
He texted me during the game.
That's like 10 over the freaking.
Call.
Ken has a very nice hand. Joseph, I don't know what Joseph's doing. Did Terminator of a year ago jump into Joseph's body?
Joseph is gonna, I hope, make a play at some point if the opportunity arises. We've seen him before sometimes make calls like this and then never take a shot, even though everyone keeps checking to him and stuff.
I just don't get it.
So we'll see. Maybe he's. I mean, I don't get it either. Let me be clear. So no one has anything, and this
Well-
is a spot where Joseph might be able to just win the pot.
He might. Is Ken going to see bet? No. It looks
Joseph
like Joseph just checks it
Just
back.
checks it right back.
5 now for Wonka.
Wonka checks again.
He's showing us how his yawn works.
Joseph checks again. Yeah, Joseph just deciding to play his button, and
he's
Joseph
gonna
does
win.
get there.
He's going to have to show the hand unless he bets. If he bets, it might be like a bluff to get people to fold so he doesn't have to show the
He's
hand.
not going to do that.
You could bet. It's
He
not
c-
terrible to bet for
He could
value.
bet, but he wouldn't be betting as a bluff.
Nah, I know. Could try to get called by a pocket pair or something.
Yeah, or an 8.
You'd expect an 8 to have bet by now.
Yep, an 8 would usually bet the turn. And a 5 is probably not going to call 4 ways when a 10 hits, right? And Wonka does fold. So Joseph doesn't have to show the hand, almost certainly, because I can't imagine Ken's going to call with queen high unless he makes a move. He throws it away. Joseph gets to win. But he also had the best hand. 10-4 suited, Joseph. What's going on?
I don't know. That was a weird one.
All 3 streets you have to bet.
Joseph's a little erratic with his ranges,
Sometimes. If you see the V-pips, their Terminator is terminating a little bit.
comparatively. Everyone else is in a pretty tight band of about 14% difference between Wonka and Batiste.
That seems like, pretty normal V-pips right there.
Yeah, especially like they've only been playing about an hour and 15 minutes total.
Yeah.
So you're going to have some sample size issues with all these V-pips. But we know Terminator is, as you say, terminating.
He is.
Anything wasn't necessarily too good for me.
Raise 30?
He's not Joe. He's not going to catch Joe from our last session.
No, of course not.
I think he ended at 74%.
Something like that. Low 70s.
V-pip, of course, voluntarily put in play. Means you were not forced to, but decided to play a hand pre-flop. Good flop for 9s.
It
King's
looks like
not
a pretty
great.
good flop for Mason as a bluffing hand. I mean, obviously he has no equity here, but he does
Checks it
check it
right
back.
back.
A lone king flop, though, is not so bad to
Yeah, I
bet.
would have expected Mason to see bet there.
Me too. Terminator checks again. Maybe because Terminator called from the small blind. He's a little more concerned about it. Now, though, I got to believe he's going to bet. But no, he checks again. Maybe he thinks he just has the best hand
Yeah,
enough.
Terminator has some queen 10, queen jack type hands, I guess.
It's definitely time for Terminator to start betting, but I don't think he's going to get called. We'll see. It's only 55.
Seems like a pretty standard fold.
It's pretty juicy 2.5 to 1 price.
Terminator could be bluffing with ace 10.
That would be bad. I wonder if Mason's thinking about that exact thing. Like, would this guy bet an ace or would he check an ace? Because if he check an ace, I can call a little more. If he's betting his aces, that could be real bad.
He's really considering it.
Yep, but he lets it go.
Let's it go.
Looks a little bit like Ray Donovan. Mason does.
Oh, from the television.
Yes.
He's on my television sometimes.
Ray Donovan. He's like an agent, right? He's a fixer. He's not an agent. He's a fixer. He's like the wolf.
He's a real tough guy.
He is. He gets into fights. But the ladies love him.
I could see Mason getting into a fight.
Yeah, me too.
He's got the look of a guy who could get in a fight.
Absolutely. Just the eyes. Those shark eyes.
Shark eyes.
Like, look at him. He looks like he's just going to freaking
You see him look at Jeremy there? He's like,
yeah.
he's fucking murder. I'm going to destroy him.
I can out-murder him.
Joseph limps the tens. He loves limping these pairs.
I think it's pretty interesting. I
Yeah.
got to say.
It is.
It's really makes it much harder to arrange him in certain ways. Now, when he open limps the tens, maybe it's a little easier to arrange him because he doesn't really open limp much.
And Dan just checks the eights out of the big blind. I guess Dan
knows.
seen some stuff from Joseph.
He's seen some things.
That is why I have
And no one likes that board.
He saw his family die in that plane crash in Alaska.
Who did?
Dan.
Dan?
Yeah.
the wig is not in great shape anymore, though.
That's 20? I know that.
Before he became a denim person.
Like, awesome.
Dan's deciding to call here. It's not crazy. It's unbelievably cheap.
Yeah. He could be ahead.
Could be ahead. He could have folded too, but it's fine to call for $20, of course. Of course, the problem now is,
I don't think Joseph's going to bet again.
yeah, Joseph's hand is a little too weak.
Dan's got a lot of queens here.
Too weak to bet, too strong to check. Sorry, too strong to bluff.
I think she's gonna look a little different, but we'll see.
Maybe Joseph's going to try and get value out of a 9. I think he is.
This is cool. What if it works?
Figures Dan would have bet a queen on the turn.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Spades miss, Jack 10 miss. Those are often going to bet the flop, though. And this is what Dan's thinking about. It's only 30. What a deal. He just can't turn down the price. That's reasonable.
Good job, Joseph.
Dan, just pretend he raised pre-flop. It's basically the same. He raised pre-flop and you called.
That was nice value by Joseph.
Yeah, that was. Really nice. That sizing. It was all about the sizing.
I suppose so.
He went kid size that time. Sometimes you got to supersize it up, but he went kid's meal.
I could go for a McFlurry.
I know you love that McFlurry.
I
don't
like
you?
any ice cream type item. Trust me, if you had
That's really unusual.
you know it's not.
You like cake, but you like regular cake more than ice cream cake. But you like
No,
ice cream
When you say regular cake, I mean I like a high-end regular cake more than ice cream cake.
more than a high-end ice cream cake.
What's a high-end ice cream cake? That's never been made.
No one's ever made that. but not high-end, like regular cake versus regular end
No.
ice cream cake.
What do you mean by
What's
regular
better?
cake? Like sheet cake?
I don't know. You're the cake guy.
No, I'm not. All right, we got ace jack here.
Tease with the 8-7, putting in the 3-bet. Terminator just keeps getting 3-bet.
This must be while he's waiting.
Must feel like they're picking on you, Terminator. They are a little bit, by the way.
Once or twice, but
It's
not.
probably gonna call though with this dynamic.
Nope.
Oh no, he's gonna let it go.
He's going to be out of position with ace jack off.
I think I saw you there like once. Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, everybody's told that they can see.
Just over 14K in the pot. The turn is the 4 of diamonds.
Hey, what is that? Speaking of turn, coming around the mountain? Is
Oh.
that the Nitrogen Sports Poker train?
I think they did buy a train recently.
If you listen, you can hear its very familiar jingle. And choo-choo. Wait, there's the jingle. Nitro, nitro, nitro. Nitro, nitro, nitro.
Wow, that's the weirdest ad ever. All of a sudden. Anyway, Nitrogen Sports Poker Room is, they let us do ads like this.
They
perhaps
do.
because they don't listen to them.
Free reign, baby. Nitro, nitro, nitro. Nitro, nitro, nitro.
Well, I think I can put it this way.
Yeah.
50th percentile cake versus 50th percentile ice cream cake.
Yeah.
I'll take the ice cream cake.
Okay.
90th plus percentile cake versus 90th plus percentile ice cream cake. I'll take the regular cake.
I mean, that's extremely reasonable and makes sense to me. I'd like to sign up for that plan.
Cool.
If I could. I like that cake plan a lot.
Hey, we got a new player here. Looks like Dan has left the
Oh,
building.
yeah, look at that. That's
We got
weird.
Ehsan.
Yeah, you guys must remember Ehsan if you are loyal viewers. He's played once or twice before.
I think twice.
He memorably tried to bluff a player who had trip 10s, and Ehsan check
Trip
raised the
kings,
turn.
trip kings.
Trip kings, you're right. He had the guy, Dan, had trip 10. Sorry,
Look, hold
so let
on
me
a
say
sec.
it.
Hold on a sec. Mason has
Oh.
opened and called a 3-bet out of the small blind with Queen
Okay,
5 suited.
all right, let's pay attention to this. We can always talk about Ehsan later.
And he flops a flush draw. It's a
Very
beautiful
nice.
flop if you're Mason.
So Ken 3-bet with the ace-6 suited, and he is going to continue. This is one of
Terrible
those.
board. It's a
you're just
terrible
sitting there
board
like,
for ace-6
please
suited."
fold, please fold, please fold.
It's not going to work out.
Have ace. Nope, hard to come. Have king queen. King queen might fold.
Pocket fours?
Pocket fours might fold, maybe not, but might fold out.
I
of
think they'll
position.
fold.
Yeah.
They'll for sure fold. Mason's going to raise it up, and that'll be the end of that, I imagine.
Yeah. I like this timing for Mason. Not only does he have the flush draw, of course, but that board is going to just connect with him and not connect so much with Ken's range.
Yeah, so it's.
I love sitting on the sideline.
I mean, even in those spots.
Ken rarely has 9-10. He has some sets, he has some overpairs, but he's got a lot of ace highs and a lot of king highs and things too. Nice hand, Mason.
Yeah.
So Ehsan back in the day tried to bluff a player named Dan who was holding king 10 on a ace king king board, and Ehsan had an ace, and he turned his ace into a bluff. Check raising the turn and betting big on the river, big-ish on the river. Did not work.
Yeah.
Dan used all of his time extensions,
Ended up calling.
with like 1 second left before his hand was dead.
But Ehsan's got some moves, basically. And
Ehsan's got a little bit of moves.
the first session that Ehsan played, I think he was among the biggest winners in Poker Time history that session.
Yeah, he won like 4K or something like that.
Something like that.
If I remember, he like the first hour he just had it a lot. And
Yeah.
just sort of ran over the table, and I mean because he had it, and then it was easy from there.
Wonka's got 10s, and Terminator's got jacks. This seems like a reversal of earlier when Terminator had 10s against Ken's jacks. And
Terminator's going to 3-bet. Now this is more reasonable sizing than what Ken did.
yeah.
Ken actually said he did it. It was an accidental. He didn't mean to make it 225. He meant to make it 150. I can't imagine Wonka would ever fold 10s here.
No, he's going to call.
And he
People used to
does.
4-bet in that spot all the time. Back in the old like 2008 to 2012 days.
In cash though, not as much in cash.
Maybe not in cash. Queen high board not going to be either player's favorite. Wonka's going to
it's
have
a-
more queens than Terminator.
It's still a pretty good board.
It is. And
I
Terminator
mean,
tracks it right back.
Usually going to have at least one overcard. That's
oh,
a great
that's
turn for
great
both.
card for both players.
Yeah, obviously better for Terminator since he has the best hand. Wonka could reasonably bet for value, but he could also check just to let Terminator fire away.
The tail.
210 is what?
You know, yeah.
Yeah, he
And there's no folding for Wonka here.
Super easy call.
to him incorrectly.
I
Basically,
think you're ahead a lot of the time as Wonka.
Right.
got it then drawing dead on the turn. It was just
If you're Wonka, you think you're losing to like pocket eights, pocket queens,
10 seconds.
not much else. Usually, Terminator's going to bet kings or aces on the flop.
Yeah, you would think so.
So just the slow played stuff.
Another 8 shouldn't really scare anybody.
It might scare Terminator a tiny bit. He might talk himself because Wonka,
Yeah.
because Wonka called.
I guess Wonka could have 7-8 suited sometimes, 8-9 suited.
He'd play an 8. If he could get to the flop, he'd play an 8 just like that, right?
I don't know if he would open +1 with those hands. I don't know if he
I
would
don't
call
know.
the 3-bet.
I agree. That said, it's going to be really hard to get value. Turns out, Wonka had the perfect hand you could get value from, but I get it.
I think you could put Wonka on a lot of 10s, 9s type hands there as the way he played it. I mean, he's going to have some kings and aces as well, I think, but not that much. Not that
too
much.
Not too much at all. He also might have some ace highs if he picked up like the nut flush draw on the turn.
Yeah, maybe.
He's often going to bet that himself, though, on the turn. Anyway, back to Wonka. A little bit lighter in the wallet now.
Later. I'll play at the same time as us.
And it's another 10 for Terminator.
Another ace-10.
Fold. Fold.
Denver's locked in anyway, right?
Call.
Two.
Ken's got the old walking sticks.
Nice, Mike Sexton.
Jeremy's got the sailboats.
Oh, okay.
Tell you what, Vince, this serial killer's going to have to sharpen up his knives to win this one. Something like that.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
He's going to have to get some more drugs to sedate his victims, I guess.
So Jeremy's actual profession is serial killer in this world that you've created.
That everyone knows about, yes. Okay, so gutter and best hand for Ken right now.
Checks around. Seems like
And
Ken.
there's the straight for Ken.
Yeah, Ken's going to feel good about that one. Terminator still has outs.
Not too many.
Ken's going to have to make a set in order for that to come true.
50.
Jeremy probably doesn't feel great about his 4s here.
No, I don't think so.
I was trying to decide if I could reach my root beer without the cord. You know, I didn't know how long the cord was. But I didn't want to inconvenience
This hand
my
like
game to reach my
58 times tonight.
Terminator has gotten ace-10 a lot.
Yeah.
It shows 1, 2 sevens.
Ken shows a lot when he doesn't have to. I love it.
Yeah.
Must be nice to be at the table and have him show like the best hand a lot, you know, when you fold. I like that personally.
On a more important note, Ken has shed his denim, and now Terminator is shedding his denim.
This is sort of symbolic of slowly the whole table is going to remove their denims.
It's
as
like
Batiste
we're
will leave.
shedding Batiste like an old snakeskin.
Exactly. Exactly. Like an old snake skin, not a new one.
That's the only type they shed.
You just, I mean, depends on how old it is.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, Ehsan also not wearing denim now. So this is really
It's really kind of
wonder if it-
disrespectful.
how is Batiste feeling?
I mean, you can see it in his eyes.
That guy's, a bit of an emotional teeter-totter anyway, you know?
It would render the game
Mathematically, it's
terrible.
going to be profitable.
When he hears that, I can see him. He will definitely have rolled his eyes. Like 100%.
The classic Batiste eye roll. I'm going to miss
Yeah.
that. I'm going to miss that.
Yeah, me too.
You mean if other people knew you?
Wonka with the raise.
Well, they would figure it
Joseph
Joseph
can call, but he could also just put in a little sneaky 4-bet. Not going to.
Sneaky 4-bet.
go around to every homie hand. Where
Even our dealer has removed her denim. Brittany has
Yeah.
removed her denim.
Wow.
This is symbolic in a way that Batiste should not be happy about. Ooh, Joseph with the call with the deuce. Wonka's getting perfect value for his 3s here.
Well, Wonka now open-ended.
Gut shot for Joseph.
Wonka get about one more time.
It is a diamond though. It's
Yeah.
not great.
The ace is the worst card for Joseph.
Yeah, that's-
especially the ace of non-diamonds.
That's not great for Joseph.
It's the 2-outer to have the chance to lose the most money.
It's 50.
we're starting.
50 into 130. This is, I mean,
I think you can raise.
I think you could. I don't know if you can get called. That's the only problem.
Well, that's the reason not to raise if you can't get called.
But at the same point, you hate letting someone else set the price
Got like 0 run for the Blazers though.
when it seems clear that you're ahead. And it looks like Wonka's agreeing because he picked up one of those black chips.
And this is a tough spot for Joseph.
210. Is that even legal?
Sacktown. That's
Why so much, bud?
perfect number.
Myers out there?
Perfect for
Myers
what?
is starting.
Holy, you think I'm gonna call you
Like
with a
it's
3?
senior night or something.
Yeah.
Check back diamonds?
B team.
Is that what you did? You check back diamonds? Here, I'll show
Myers
you.
doesn't have a half that year though.
I was ahead before the flop, huh?
You could
Had a
believe
moment.
it.
Had a moment. I was ahead the whole time. Until I wasn't.
Well, Joseph makes the right fold there.
Yep.
That's a tough fold to actually make.
It's tough for Wonka to have a flush, and it's tough for Wonka to have a 3.
Yeah.
Always zip it until he doesn't.
He's got to have pocket 3s, really.
That's the way it is for everybody, right?
I guess
Yeah.
he could have ace 3 exactly and check. No, he would have straight on the turn.
Yeah.
He would have bet that.
Yeah.
Even with the diamond, I think he would have bet a straight. I think.
Well, Joseph makes the right decision.
Yeah.
Do I seem like a sweater guy?
Oh boy.
Knitting.
Oh, get it?
Get it?
Get it?
Raise 35.
Batiste going to try to play the pain away.
Against my kids. Like when they start beating me in chess, then I won't play them anymore. You know?
If that doesn't work, there's always pound cake, Batiste.
Pound cake.
Yeah, pound cake. You eat pound cake, you don't feel anything.
Is pound cake good? I don't really know.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's been a really long time, but I used to enjoy pound cake for sure.
What does it mean? What
I think it's like a pound.
of cake?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
No, I mean it isn't just that. It's a particular kind of cake. But I think it's called that because it's actually like you buy it. I don't know if that's true what I'm doing.
You're just making stuff up.
Yeah, a little bit. But I used to eat pound cake and it's good. It's a little heavier it's definitely heavier and thicker.
We've got the nut flush draw here for Mason, and Batiste flops middle pair.
These will continue.
Mason's probably supposed to just call on this board when
Yeah.
the under the gun player continues. Batiste is
King
going to have a
high
lot
board.
of kings that he's not folding.
You're also in position, so it's better. Just call. Once in a while, you're ahead with ace high even.
Batiste doesn't love the call.
Nope, but doesn't hate it either.
That's a pretty good card for Batiste. Mason does have some 9s, 10s, jacks type hands.
Sure, and of course he does have a king.
Yeah,
But although
sometimes.
this knocks down some of the combos.
Combinatorially,
I would
it's
expect
less frequent.
I would
now.
expect Batiste to check, and he does.
I'd expect Mason to bet.
This feels like a pretty clear bet spot. Batiste would probably continue with trip kings. But Mason checks it back. Maybe he thinks his ace high is good sometimes. I don't know, but it's gonna be hard to get Batiste off this hand now.
Ace high is good against, I guess, queen, jack, jack 10 suited, but that's the majority of what it's good against.
So Mason checked back to induce a bluff from Batiste.
I think he's
from
just
those
trying
hands?
to get a free card in case Batiste has a king that he's check raising or something.
Well, let's see if he insta folds or not. Looks like he is when he holds the hand up. So I guess he just thought Batiste had something and didn't
Yeah.
want to.
Just want to take a free card,
Yeah. Well, he really mitigated the damage there.
I guess, unless Batiste would have folded the turn, but I don't think he would have.
I don't think so either. On
But if
just a
Mason
king,
bets turn and river, I think Batiste
Yes.
folds then.
Yep. At least a fair amount of the time.
It's something.
Yeah, Batiste doesn't even have a good 8. Be the worst to have Mason bet river and have 9-8. Now I don't know that he would. In fact, I don't believe he would. But that would be the worst. Here's Ehsan. He hasn't played a hand yet.
Yeah, there he is. Look
That's
at him go.
Ehsan.
Oh, well, he's going to play this one.
You don't know anything until it happens. Okay, he's playing this hand.
Got jacks, I think is a good guess.
Mason with a very pretty ace queen. Sometimes 3-bet, sometimes call.
Mostly call, I think, in this position.
Mostly.
Fold, fold. Fold. Fold.
Terminator.
From
Woo!
the small blind even.
He's trying to catch Joe.
What a disaster for Ehsan now. So much harder.
It's not
So
a
much harder
disaster.
to win. Of course not.
And that makes
Top
it a lot
pair for Batiste.
easier to win for Ehsan. He's
Yeah.
going to end up heads up against Batiste most of the time here, and that's going to be great.
Feels like a super straightforward continuation bet.
At 65.
Just over half pot. Mason could call with
With 2 people behind him on that board, I just
he's
can't
got
imagine.
the back door nut flush draw, but yeah.
Maybe if he's on the button, he could call. Get to see some other people act first. No way Batiste is going to fold to 1 bet.
Batiste also has the king of spades in his hand, which is nice
That
as a
is
backup.
nice.
That more.
Sorry.
The 10 should scare Ehsan the tiniest bit. Batiste has some 9-10
He does. He was in the big blind, though. He's got a lot of 9s of all
Yeah.
sorts.
and 4s and 3s.
Feels like a continue. I think you should continue.
I think
most of the time
you can
is-
go either way.
Most of the time is Ehsan. It looks like he agrees. And then the question is, will Batiste not fold?
I don't think he's gonna fold yet. Right now, it's not great to have the king of
I mean,
spades.
Ehsan opened under the gun. He bet into 3 players, 3 opponents, and he bet again when called.
He could have spade draws, but Batiste does have the king of spades, which blocks that.
Yeah,
Which
you're
is not ideal for Batiste.
You're thinking if a spade comes off, Batiste could rep spades. Batiste puts in a raise.
This is interesting.
He's repping 9-10 now.
Yeah, I think he's assessed Ehsan's range pretty much correctly
Yeah.
and decided turning this hand into it's like turning a hand into a semi-bluff kind of. Like, he could still improve and win, but that's not really the point of this play.
Yeah, but he thinks Ehsan's never going to bet again without having him beat. And thinks Ehsan mostly has 1 pair.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna make
And this is very tough for 1 pair right now.
50th anniversary.
Batiste could have a set of 3s or 4s also.
Yep.
Could play it this way. Set of 10s even.
He could have 9-10 of spades. I mean, he could have stuff.
Gonna happen, and then I don't get there till Saturday.
A very tough spot for Ehsan. Ehsan, in our first time he played with us, he did not fold much in
No.
tough spots. Digital Dan tried to put him in tough spots with triple barrel, and Ehsan would just call down with pocket 5s. Remember doing it on kind of a brutal board. Not horrible, but a tough board to call down on, a triple barrel. He just did it, and did it fast and easy. He did it a few other times, too. Yep.
Nice play by Batiste. That's a really cool way to play that hand. Something that most people don't think of doing when they
Yeah.
have as much showdown value as Batiste did.
Absolutely.
But he, made a judgment call that Ehsan's range is a little bit too strong to just call against, and also is not going to have a lot of hands that can stand too much pressure because overpairs don't love that situation.
They still have to decide to fold, though.
Yeah,
And like...
Batiste is going to have to fire rivers a lot. There.
Yeah, I agree, because like Ehsan took a long time to fold anyway, right? Looks like that's the... oh, I thought that was...
yeah, it is a
blind
blind
raise?
raise. I think it is a blind
It
raise.
is. All right. Here we go. No straddles, of course, allowed in Portland. I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. That's okay. It's a blind raise. It's more fun.
It's a pretty good hand for a blind raise. The ace-4 suited.
That tells you how much gamble these guys have. They don't need it to be a live straddle. That's for chumps.
Joseph's going to bump it
For
up.
nits.
Yes.
Fold. Fold.
Just by Mason putting in that $20, we're about to play a significantly bigger pot than we otherwise would have.
Yeah, Mason's going to call with this hand, I imagine.
At least call. It's a reasonable hand to 3-bet with as well, but mostly he's going to call.
So are you going to be closer to Foxgloves or
think
Turnstone?
Foxglove.
Okay. I mean, it's all... And the only annoying one was going to be AC.
Heads up.
Drive to New York City.
Not a flop Joseph was interested in seeing.
But same is true for Mason.
Yeah.
Joseph checks it back.
Well,
Mason gets there.
Joseph is probably done with this, right? I guess he could try to rep the ace, but for what
To
purpose?
try and fold out a jack.
Yeah.
That's the only reason.
Mason should probably bet now.
I think it's time to bet for value. Try and get value out of a jack specifically.
Maybe pocket 10s, maybe even pocket queens.
Yep. And Mason's right in line with our thinking. Don't think nines
He
are going
goes
to call.
full pot.
Yeah,
It's kind of cool.
it is. Looks like if you have a hand like it, Joseph's range looks pretty weak. So
think-
it's like Joseph must be thinking, why is he betting so much?
That must be his thought, is why would he bet so much if he really had like a one-pair hand here?
Doesn't he know he's going to blow me off? Why does he make it easy for me to call? Why isn't he doing that? And that's a really good question. Turns out he's trying to level you. But Joseph will not allow himself to be leveled this time. Joseph is like a
What was that voice?
a
you
warped.
just-
He's
some
like a
weird
warped
affected
floor.
voice.
A warped floor, not allowing himself to be leveled.
Wow.
You like the voice also? I got a lot of stuff going on here.
Been workshopping some stuff.
I'm at Slappy's Comedy Hour every Monday and Wednesdays at 10 p.m. is open mic. So
Yeah.
I just pop up there and just do some of these things and nothing really. They don't really know what I'm
I
talking
can hear
about.
the tinky clinks of the glasses and the lack of applause and laughter right now.
I'm like, guys, you have to imagine there's a poker game going on and a guy has just made a fold. Okay, so picture that.
And then, do you understand what leveling wars are, guys? You get that?
Stuff like that. Oh, so Jeremy just limps with the 2 kings. He's effectively under the gun because Ken had the blind raise. Look at Jeremy. So tricky.
Wonka
Not
wisely
go-
folds the queen
Does
jack
not
there.
fall for it. Batiste, does he have... We know he has anger in his heart, but does he have larceny?
Yes, he has both.
And Mason has got a whole lot of nothing, and this is looking bad for Jeremy's plan now. In fact, it is over. Ken cannot put in any more action, and Jeremy's sad.
Sad Jeremy.
Three players.
Well,
Well.
there's a flush draw for Ken and an ace on the board, so Jeremy's life is ruined.
Joseph has an 8 and might think he has the best hand.
That would be reasonable.
He's going to bet. Completely understandable. When Ken calls, Jeremy's going to already be hating this spot. So seeing if he has the king of hearts, he does. That's going to, I'm sure, keep him in the hand, at least for one more straight. Well. Oh, what a card for Jeremy. Now he is
Wow.
praying that Joseph has an ace. Joseph's probably going to check this back a lot, though.
Unfortunately for Jeremy, the only way he's going to get more positive action
Three
is
of
if
hearts.
another 8 comes or a 3 of hearts, yeah.
Joseph's going to fire again.
Now he's putting somebody on an ace and deciding to try to get them off of it. Ken probably needs to fold now. This is more than a pot-sized bet.
This is really working out for Jeremy. Ken is not folding. What a
Wow.
deal.
Jeremy should probably race.
I'm sure he's raising right here, right now. He's got to be. It looks like one of these two guys, looks like Joseph has a pretty strong hand. And Ken is coming along, so who knows? Also, you don't want to just let Ken, would effectively now be drawing for free since he's already put the call in. And there's the raise. Is that 650?
725. Joseph hates seeing that. He's like, well, I guess that plan is dead.
Yep.
And now Ken can't really call this.
No.
Right?
Surely he cannot.
One card to come? I don't think so.
Way too much money.
Well, it's no longer
Nice
economical when you're on.
No way that's a bluff.
Well, limping the kings worked out for Jeremy
It
pretty
really
well,
did.
despite it seeming like it wouldn't.
I'm gotta believe he made the most money possible this way, unless
There's no way that's not like.
Ken defends and the board pairs, a board pairing heart comes on the river.
Yeah.
I think this is the way he ended up maximizing his value. Jeremy pounding his heart as if he had heart, and that's why he made the play.
Yeah.
Heart and the effective nuts. That's all. The cashews.
Pistachios.
Yeah.
Another blind raise. Guess we're doing a round of them.
I might have played every single street in that hand wrong.
That's what I think.
Fold.
And I
Fold.
don't think it was ace king.
Jeremy played every single street in that hand wrong. How could he play the flop wrong and the turn wrong? I guess he thinks because everyone folded, he screwed up the turn.
The thing about Jeremy is he doesn't really feel good about himself unless he's killing.
He's like Chrombopulous Michael.
Yes.
Heads.
I check.
Thanks,
I'm
Ken.
The essence of fairness.
You have one check.
He's got the 7. Gonna bet. Ken's not gonna let it happen with the ace high. Not yet.
It's only $15.
Yep.
2 pair for Jeremy.
That's a great card.
He'll be able to continue. And Ken is drawing dead. Also nice if you're Jeremy. Not as good if you're Ken.
That's 55.
This is a bad card for Ken because if Jeremy had a gutter on the flop, he is now ahead.
Yeah, I mean,
Jimmy, you sure?
he's gotta let go.
Yep.
That's it today?
Yeah, I think so. Earlier on the other table, I showed a straight flush. That's like, that's about it.
Slightly different.
Yeah.
Some guy made a royal on me in the 1-2 game here earlier
Yeah?
today.
You play him off?
2 in his hand.
Did he
No,
get
I
max
folded-
value?
I folded Jack 10.
Oh,
Ace
okay.
20.
Folded 2 pair because I'm a nit. He goes, nice fold.
Fold.
And the
Goes
shows?
the royal. 2 in his hand, turned it.
Gotta show a royal.
Yeah,
Call?
of course.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I'm showing the royal.
Jeremy's going to limp. Well, effectively limp. It's not actually technically limping, but he's calling the blind raise of 20.
The ace 5. Ken might
Let's raise it up,
this
Ken.
up. Yeah, let's do that.
I'll fold quads. I don't need
That's how you do it.
Lucas
Raise
folded.
110.
Didn't show quads on this show.
Fold.
He made quads once.
Fold.
And we're
This
back
is
to
probably
Terminator.
gonna do it. 110 is a bit much for ace 5 off here.
Yep. Position is nice, but this is just a Pretty weak hand.
Cool.
And maybe Terminator learned something
Like
about
what?
friendship.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Limp raising in that hand.
No, there was no raise.
I like the ones where they learned about the friendships.
Yeah.
Hey, here's the cumulative winnings. Jeremy is rocking it up there from that king's hand.
Yeah, that was most of it.
Joseph has had a couple unfortunate circumstances occur recently.
Ehsan lost with those 2 jacks. Not much has happened, though. It's already been almost 2 hours. Not a huge amount of blood has been shed.
Yeah.
These guys, we've seen a bunch of big hands or big-ish hands, but the money just keeps getting passed around, so no one's feeling that much pain.
It's the denim cooperative, man. Everybody shares everything.
Right. That's the friendship thing.
Yeah.
You feel better when you share with someone else rather than keep it all to yourself.
Giving a
Terminator.
gift is better than receiving a gift.
Yeah, that's... Who made that?
that's
That is-
bullshit.
You know who made that up is the freaking Christmas Collective. And when I by that, I mean like the companies that sell toys.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like on Christmas, they're like, everyone buy gifts for other people because it feels good. That's the biggest
Give me a
lie in the
break.
world.
Listeners, feel free to send me wonderful gifts.
Yeah, if it makes you feel good.
I will not return.
Why don't I get a whole lot more gifts if it makes everyone else feel good?
Yeah.
I don't get nearly
Maybe
enough
giving
gifts.
you gifts specifically doesn't make people feel good.
Doesn't seem to.
Like 12 and 15.
Courtside tickets to this game.
There is the moment of giving a child a gift that they look at the gift and there's a moment of true happiness on their face that they got something they're excited about that is sort of hard to replicate in other parts of life. But how often do you really do that?
Getting real deep there, Levy.
I've had that experience. It's a pretty nice experience. Ken's raising up with the Jack 9 off now. You know what? He's in the cutoff. It's fine.
Did
I
the
guess.
parents of the child ask you to step away from the child?
they didn't ask me to.
Tell you to. Yeah.
Well, I was told to by the authorities. It's different.
Yeah, of course.
Terminator with an ace. Lets
Not
it
good
go.
enough.
Ken's just picking on Terminator right now a little bit.
Looks like it.
Terminator, I wonder if he's feeling picked on. Oh, Mason's taking off his non-denim. That's messed up.
That's even more messed up than taking off denim, man. Because it's so reminiscent of when people take off the denim.
Yeah.
It's like the thought of it is worse than actually the act of
We
it.
just have the true denim foursome now, which are all lined up. From Jeremy to Batiste. Those guys are...
No, Terminator's in the middle.
Oh, my gosh. You're right. And, does Batiste even really count? He's wearing that sweatshirt underneath. Why is he wearing so many layers?
Batiste gets cold.
He's got that hair, though.
The hair keeps his head warm, not the rest of his
Oh,
body.
it doesn't keep his shoulders warm?
It keeps his shoulders warm.
Of course
but
it does.
What's it doing for his mid-torso?
Give it a few months. It'll cover it. All right, Ehsan with ace king. Time for a raise. I know that much.
He had to make those free throws.
Why are you talking like that?
I don't know.
Missed him. Forgot who that was against. But.
You raised 70.
$70. Is Mason asleep?
No. He's just
Yeah, because the player got hurt.
chilling.
He's just nonplussed. He's just nonplussed for 16 consecutive hours every day.
Why are you taking shots at Mason?
I don't know. Felt
No
like
reason to do that. Batiste lets it go.
I mean, doesn't
We move
Mason
on.
look nonplussed? Is that not the perfect descriptor?
It's a pretty good descriptor. So we've had a bunch of blind raises, but we've really only seen, except for the limp when Jeremy limped, we've seen kind of no post-flop action with these blind raises. A lot of raise and take hits.
You trying to say our show is bad? Is that what you're trying to say?
I think this whole denim idea was terrible.
I mean,
Whoever came
this
up
is
with
the
that.
last time it's going to happen.
You say that now, but if Batiste returns, you
Then
don't
we
think
might
we
have a
organize
denim.
something? We didn't organize this, by the way. The players did. We don't care
No,
enough.
we don't give
We're dead
a
inside.
flying hoot.
We think it's sort of a funny thing, but we never would have done this much work.
No.
But actually, I think this was mostly Digital Dan who made
Yep.
this all happen.
Raised 75.
Now Joseph is deciding to take a shot. Completely reasonable, of course. 7-5 off. So, excuse me, suited in the cutoff. And once again, I got to think if these blind raises weren't in play, these aces are going to defend a little bit more in
Yeah,
the big blind.
maybe
but
so.
Costs a little bit more money. You're not as deep.
Us, Jeremy.
Yeah, we should play
What about like a round of bomb pots?
a round of bomb pots.
Well, that way the position yeah. A round of bomb.
Oh, might see some bomb pots, it sounds like.
They're discussing it. A full round of bomb pots would probably get somebody financially hurt.
Oh, yeah. In case you guys don't know, a bomb pot is when everyone puts in a certain amount of money before the flop. Everyone gets dealt 2 cards, and the flop comes out. There's no pre-flop action. Everyone just has to put in like $25, $50, $100, whatever they decide. So it
100
creates
would be a lot.
it creates some weird weird and different kinds of dynamics because everyone sees the flop.
Yeah, you have to have a pretty strong hand to continue in a bomb pot.
Or a lot of heart.
Considering I'm like 0 for 47 in bomb pots.
I was just gonna say that.
Not
Man.
too strong.
I'm like, I don't think I've ever won
Clock!
a bomb pot or a.
You hear Batiste calling clock on Wonka there. Fair enough.
Fold.
Ooh, Batiste got 9s. So we got ace 9s and ace queen already here. Ehsan with the ace wheel draw.
This was the end of the blind raises also. Blind raises end, we get action.
Guess they were not action creating.
It's weird.
Although these hands dictate
Okay,
action.
this is an interesting little flop.
Sort of.
Joseph flops top with backdoor and the Broadway draw. Batista's open-ended with a pair, and it checks through. Joseph
now-
picks up the nut flush draw.
Joseph's hand is a monster right now.
Yep. A 9 would not be good for Wonka. I'm just going to say that.
I mean, I don't think he's going to pay a lot on a 9.
Batista's now double-gutted, and he could talk himself into calling once. Wouldn't be surprising.
Nope.
He doesn't, though. He lets it go quickly and easily.
A little disappointing for Joseph.
Yeah, what a hand Joseph has there.
Terminator still winning the war. Or the battle. Joe won the war, obviously.
Yeah. He's winning the day of VPIP.
Yeah.
Not, I don't know if he's, we'll have to look at the cumulative winnings when they come up later. Jebediah hopefully will, I mean,
we can't expect much from the interns.
do we expect much from the interns?
I
They
started,
basically do
I
nothing.
always start off with this optimism, and I don't know why, Jonathan. It breaks my heart every time.
You always let him in, and that's your problem. You can't let him in.
Well,
It's
because
your-
they get like the interview where we get coffee, and
Yeah.
they're always like a little charming. And it's like, I want you to succeed, but then they're like, I don't know how to use a computer. I'm like, that's okay, you're hired anyway.
I don't know. It's possible I just heard a flaw in our hiring process.
Maybe.
In there. It's the coffee. You can't get coffee.
Yeah.
It screws with your judgment.
Too much energy.
Yeah, you get excited.
Yeah,
Also, I don't trust anyone who drinks coffee. But that's
smart. You're
pretty
just
obvious.
alienated the whole damn audience.
Well, I didn't alienate them. I just don't trust them.
Right.
It's different.
A lot of people rooting for the Pelicans as their match.
Batiste got bottom pair here. Mason probably not folding for one bet with the back door and the front door straight draw.
I'd be surprised. He is out of position, which sucks. But it's always nice to have a draw to the nuts. Now, of course, Batiste's probably not going to put too much more action in.
Wow.
There's the nuts, but this
Just
is
gets there right away. That's
but
nice.
It's going to be hard to make any more money.
5's going to have to come, or a 6 to make any more money, I
Yep.
think.
I think so.
Batiste might decide to try to get a jack to fold, actually. He might decide he has to bluff here.
Even out, it's just like falling off. And it's having-
Decides against it. Good timing to decide against that. And
And
another
another
king. Batiste maybe now will try to get a jack to fold if Mason checks.
Why would Mason check?
Now he probably thinks Batiste has a decent...
he
Mason does check.
This is a good time, I think, for Batiste to take a shot to try and get him a bluff. This is a great check by Mason. I don't know if it's going to work, but I love this. And
Batiste.
Wow, he gave him every chance in the world.
Good instincts by Batiste there.
Batista's got oftentimes a really good read on players. Sometimes he makes an incorrect fold here or there or something, but he's made so many like great checkbacks against monster hands where many other players either bet for value or raise or just bluff in spots where and he just knows not to do it.
Yeah. No jack 9 off for Jeremy this time. Wonka definitely going to put in a raise here.
Raise 40. Fold. Fold.
I wouldn't be opposed to like a 7 deuce game.
Ehsan with another jack 9. Jack 9 suited.
On the button, totally reasonable to play this.
Looks like he's going to 3-bet it.
He's going to attack Wonka. Cool.
Raise 135.
As we said, Ehsan has a few moves.
Yeah. Oh, Ken with King Jack suited in the big blind. I'm sure he wants to play this hand, but it's kind of a tough spot.
If he knew for sure Wonka wasn't re-raising, he could consider it.
Yeah.
Even then, it's questionable and probably better to fold. But the fact that Wonka could just put in another bet here is problematic. No chance Wonka's folding this hand.
Be like 3-6.
And I wouldn't expect him to put in a raise. This hand plays really well as a call, even
Yeah.
out of position.
I agree.
A lot of times Wonka's just going to have to check fold. But got to get some value when you do hit. You know how it is.
Oh,
Got
yeah.
spades.
That's a wow.
Ooh, what
Good
a
flop
flop.
for both players here. Wonka with top, and Ehsan with the gut shot straight flush draw.
Finally a cooler.
We could see some fireworks here.
I mean, Wonka's not raising, I don't think. He's going to have to improve to raise.
Small C bet.
We know. Do you think Ehsan's trying to induce a raise here a little bit?
I
so
think
can
he
jam
would
over it?
love to be able to 3-bet here.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Might be hard to get a lot of action in once the club comes. Obviously, a 10 would be not as scary for Wonka. Not knowing, blind to his hand, of course, talking about. Wonka has a super straightforward call.
Feeling really good about the ace-queen right now, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a pretty good card for ace-queen. Now, of course, Ehsan has some overpairs, but Wonka's going to have to hold on most of the time
I
here.
mean, Wonka blocks aces, so it's mostly kings, a little bit of pocket eights. That's it.
2/3 kings.
Wonka has checked.
Ehsan, I imagine, is going to continue.
I would continue.
Yeah.
Like, pocket tens is calling one bet, right? But now pocket tens are folding. I can't imagine Wonka can fold for this price on this board.
No.
Seems
I
absurd.
think that would be a terrible fold.
Yeah.
Ehsan's not targeting ace-queen.
No. The
he's-
problem, he may not be targeting, but once Wonka puts in the call, it looks like he is going to do that. Ehsan's got to think. It's pretty easy to range Wonka now, right? Wonka has
Wonka
a lot of ace-queen
He
now.
has a queen at least.
And usually it's king-queen or ace-queen almost exclusively, I think.
Maybe some queen-jack suited.
Maybe a tiny bit.
It says 10, but it's not a 10.
It's not a straight
That
for
is
Ehsan.
a big mistake.
That was a 6.
It's a 6 on the river. Ehsan is not ahead.
Ehsan has lost this hand. If that isn't fixed, our stats are going to say Ehsan won at the end too, but just so you guys know, Ehsan has not won.
Well, he might
now,
win
he
the
can
hand.
win. He can win the hand, but he is not. He's not like a
I kind
showdown.
of hope he
cannot
wins
win.
the hand now for the sake of all the software.
Me too. Ehsan's trying to decide, can he bluff here? Once again, he does not have a straight, even though it looks like
What
it
a
on the board.
weird glitch that it would give
Yep.
him the straight, and even though it was the 6 of spades.
I'm glad we saw it very clearly, so we can all be clear about it. He's trying to think, can he get Wonka to fold a hand like ace-queen and king-queen, right?
I think
it's
gonna
possible.
be tough.
I think Wonka doesn't even really have queen-jack, I got to tell you. I think he mostly just has ace-queen and king-queen. And maybe a few, super powered hands, like a few pocket eights. Ehsan looks like he is going to take a shot here. There's 1.1 in the middle.
It's 565.
Yeah, this feels pretty real.
Going for the half pop bet.
Wonka now knows at best he's chopping against the value.
I think I'm usually going to call you.
Again, it is the 6 of spades, not the 10 of spades on the river.
Right.
Big difference.
The check mark should be in front of Wonka's name. He
And
does call.
He makes the call.
I think it's just like a little too good for Wonka to fold. He gets the good news.
And it says Ehsan plus 1.1, but it's really Wonka plus 1.1.
Yep.
And that's going to do it for this episode of Poker Time. We'll come back next time, see some more of this denim-flavored action. That'll be fun.
Sounds good to me.
On the bluff train. Maybe it wasn't. Give me that test. TV game, you know?